Hmm. So I want to take one quick sidebar, and then we're going to come back to the main thread. In the very beginning of this conversation, I asked you to comment on the current state of the crypto market and the India sphere, and we did not get to the India sphere.
Yes.
Would you mind just taking a few minutes, not very many, but just a few minutes to share any and all thoughts? First, defining what India sphere means, and then thoughts on the India sphere.
So here's what I'll say about India. I will just give a couple of links, okay? Because I can talk about it verbally, but Sanjeev Sanyal actually put out an economic survey of India. Here, I'm just going to link that here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
About 3 or 4 months ago. And it just has tons of maps. And those maps show like nighttime luminosity, the national highway network, the airports, the water connections. The issue is like, this is obvious if you're on the ground, but it is the most obvious for somebody who knows India enough to have visited, but is not there every single day, right? Because if you're there every single day, it's kind of gradual. It's an improvement, but it's gradual, but you don't necessarily appreciate it. And if you've never come and you have nothing to benchmark it against, you don't see the changes. But for the intermittent visitor, it's astonishing what's happened. And what's really good about this set of graphs is it shows it for the whole country, right? So lighting, highway buildouts, airports, basic infrastructure has been dramatically improved over the last 10 years.
Yeah, tap water, potable water, right?
Potable water, exactly. Like, so the thing is, India is becoming like, and 4G and all the internet stuff, if you look at this whole thread, okay, basically, the second reference I'd point you to is a article called The Internet Country by tigerfeathers.substack.com, okay? And that has a ton of graphs on just the digital story, and it's showing the build out of, literally like 1 billion people now, it's like 800 million, something like that, got onto some of the fastest, cheapest mobile internet in the world over the last 5 years. And so the H-1B visa doesn't even matter anymore. What matters is the TCP/IP visa. Like the labor shock that this represents, the culture shock this represents, like most people haven't gamed this out, but the majority of English speakers on the internet are, or soon will be, Indian. English speaking culture is going to be influenced by like Indian culture. It's just like this total thing that's not on people's radars. They have not priced this in. Okay. Most of your followers will probably be Indian by like 2030 or something like that, right? Most of your upvotes, most of your comments and stuff, a very large fraction already are, but it's something where it's sort of it's like 2 giant tanks of water that are now connected by the internet and that are like diffusing into each other.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is also during that process, see, for many years, Indians had, like my parents' generation, because they grew up in India, they came over with accents and so on and so forth. They had portable technical skills in engineering or medicine or something like that. But they weren't really culturally fluent. They knew how to operate in India, but not really in the US or in the globe. The internet dramatically changes that because all those kids in India understand Instagram memes and TikTok and all that stuff. They are internet native, right? They've learned it as a second language. And maybe if they speak, they might have an accent, but even that, it's like, you're getting AI audio generation and so on and so forth, right? So the cultural fluency is there in a way that was absolutely not there. So they won't be like foreigners,
Yeah.
You won't know that they're Indian in a thread. That's a huge difference. That many people has not been culturally acclimatized that quickly ever before. Okay. So that's like on the internet component, I don't think people have thought about. And then the government component, look, there's pros and cons of any government. And in many ways, I think India's government is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There's a saying, India disappoints both the optimists and the pessimists, right? That's a good one, right? It's not mine, but somebody came up with this. Pretty good.
It is good. Yeah.
So this link that I just pasted in, if you just go and you read the India budget government document, okay?
And just to pause to tell people that I'll put all of these links in the show notes at tim.blog/podcast podcast. So you'll be able to find all these very easily. Please continue.
Yes. So it's got digital universities, drone farms, telemedicine, open source. Like, it is an extremely tech savvy, future forward thing, right? Like, it's insane how smart it is, right? Just don't take my word for it. Read it yourself.